Good morning, good morning. As always, every second Friday, we have Sales and Marketing Fri.talks where we discuss insights, best practices, and anecdotes from technology companies. So, thank you for joining us live or listening on YouTube or podcast platform of your preference. In this episode, we will talk about how rapidly changing digital landscape and customer behavior redefines requirements for the marketing automation as we know it. And not sure if you know, but there are over 4,000 IT and software companies in Ukraine. Some of big names you probably already know, like Grammarly, Reply.io, Snow.io, IX Security Systems, and many, many more. And despite what is happening currently in Ukraine, these companies keep innovating, keep working, and delivering great products. And today, our guests are Olga, Olifirenko, and Sanjulian from the Ukrainian product-led company New Age IO. So welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Hi.
Great to have Olya.
Hi.
Great to have you back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Every time I join from different company, by the way. Thanks a lot.
That's true. But this is also good to see you moving all around and getting new experience and then coming to us and sharing it. So how are you doing these days in Ukraine, guys?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you. It's always a pleasure. Now we're all going through turbulent times. I think it's not a surprise for everyone. All sectors of our economy, including IT sectors, are operating under military law conditions. And speaking about the positive side of this story, I think that now world can definitely observe how powerful IT sector in Ukraine is. You mentioned the tech giant located in Ukraine that were created in Ukraine, but also there are some numbers I would like to highlight for our audience to learn more about Ukrainian IT ecosystem. Ukraine is number 4 in Central Eastern Europe by outsourcing developers, which is a huge amount. And also the amount of our tech talents in our sector is like 240,000 and the amount is growing constantly. And I'm happy today to represent a product-led company, New Age, together with my colleague, Sanjulian. I guess also we can share with our audience via comments several links to the resources that could help aggregate all tech startups, product companies, service companies. It's a good overview. Those portals were designed by official resources, so just enjoy. If we could put it, would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. We will share. And I was personally very impressed. First of all, by the numbers, as I mentioned, and also like the way how that all has been quickly, aggregated. That nowadays anyone can go, and here is on the screen one of these links where you guys can go and learn and see all these different Ukrainian companies in different areas of the IT services and software development and what they do, what products they already have, and maybe you find something what you can also leverage. So please use this opportunity to learn about the Ukrainian IT sector. Okay, very good. But can you maybe share a little bit about your company itself? What exactly you are doing? What type of products are you developing? Nis?
Sure. Thank you for the question. Our company, New Age, is a product-led company that are connecting people and technology to make our teams and clients succeed. We have several products, and one of them that we are launched a few months ago. So before the war, we wanted to integrate some type of marketing automation tool, and we was seeking and searching, but not we didn't find not suitable tools, and we decided to create our own tool. So we did the research and found that not of all SMBs companies know about marketing automation at all, or engagement automation, engagement platforms. So we decided to help small businesses and medium businesses to use these solutions. So this case made us think about more significant problems overall. And first one was the complexity of tools to be used daily, because as you know, today market stack is very big. You need to know a lot of different tools. So you need a lot of time and effort to switch to another tools or to gain knowledge of how to use some new tools. So our platform is new, and it allows clients to gain new insights into customers' habits, needs, trends, and form customer loyalty and retention.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because that is what we also were thinking about. Like, hey, there are like thousands of existing marketing automation or whatever you call it tools already available on the market, and then you guys so brave enough to come up with another tool, what is kind of to solve what already has been like served on the market. And could you maybe, Olga, share some insights from your customer research? So why did you decide that you will be, still having customers, and what exactly then they actually were looking for and couldn't find on the market?
Yeah, thanks. That's the good question. I actually joined company because I knew I'll be working on the product for marketeers. So I'm the target audience for the product, and I can definitely implement some growth hacking technique here because I can influence the product in the stage of development, and I can influence the new features. And it's the good collaboration between product and marketing teams when the marketing person can actually influence the new release. Yeah, you're absolutely right that there are lots of products and platforms for marketing automation, but we just didn't decided to create another tool. Our concept is a bit different, and we will share the concept a bit later just to keep the intrigue. But the first thing I did, I executed a series of interviews with the Ukrainian marketeers before the war. I actually joined the company end of January, so basically 1 month before the war. And that was my main task, to understand the target audience and to see what are the challenges they're facing and what are their daily tasks. And I gained some interesting insights. The marketers were mainly from fintech, retail, and IT sector. And 9 out of 10 said to me that they were having heavy manual effort to run integrated marketing campaigns. So they used lots of various tools that were not integrated with each other. And then they needed to seek for IT department help in order to combine and connect all dots from those different tools. Simply, the marketing manager could not have the report from all the tools and compile it as the one report. And of course, that situation is awful when a marketing manager cannot do it on his or her own. Another interesting insight that I found, that SMB marketers, and this is our target audience for today, for this period, they don't have huge budgets for marketing activities. So they are more likely to spend marketing dollars on running some digital advertisement campaign via social media networks, but they could hardly invest into implementing some heavy tools or pay for an integration. So for example, I don't see lots of SMB marketing managers and companies generally using HubSpot or, Customer or Bloomreach, those big names. So we decided simply to create a tool which will have only features that can be used by a marketer or a product marketing manager or product manager without any interaction from the IT department, and will make their life easier, so that a marketing manager could drink a coffee not because of stress, but because the work is done.
That's a very, very good remark. I like it very much. And I can only agree. I think we also have been like working on hundreds of products, hundreds of projects where the marketing automation is involved in one or another way. And definitely this need for, very fast and very agile changes of processes, workflows, implementing new campaigns, that's definitely very, very, required in nowadays, because otherwise you cannot be, competitive enough on the market. And I totally agree that this heavy corporate or enterprise level systems not always support this need. And I'm glad to see that you guys are addressing that.
Yes,
but
I think there is generally a very huge gap between how quickly moves IT or technologies in large companies and how quickly needs to move marketing. And if marketing is relying on the internal IT capacity to implement changes, then marketing technologically is actually always behind competition.
Yeah,
and that's for particularly for larger companies, very often it's a big problem. And you can win them just by being more nimble, being faster, having more flexible technology stack, and so on. But
being simple.
yes, actually being simpler. We started to talk about automation and so on. But then I think what seems important, what you mentioned about your tool, is that you are helping automating engagement. Can you talk a bit about that part of your tool? What would that exactly means? What engagement? How does it happen?
Sanjulian is the god of our product, so I think no one but him could better describe the features.
Sure. So as for me, the main capabilities that engagement automation should include are, first of all, omnichannel communication. What is this fancy word, omnichannel? Is when you are using not only one channel to send, for example, emails, you can use all different varieties in order to reach your user in the better and in the faster way. So, for example, you can combine email, SMS, notifications, web pushes, etc., all those channels in order to get the result faster and not to make your users boring or something like this. So I think this is the first point that should be discussed. The second one is the segmentation. So as you know, marketing without segmentation is nothing, because based on segmentation, we can adjust messaging for proper auditory, because we will conduct differently with different ages, with different sex, with different geo, etc., with different habits. But I would like to highlight that the most interesting is that for all of this, what differs marketing automation and engagement automation is that we are tracking all user events or actions. So we are collecting all this data in one system, and then you can use it to enrich your insights, to gather those new insights about your users, and then use it as a basis for your further actions in order to get higher results. And for sure, I think, as well as all already mentioned, is the access to the performance of tactics and channels. So you don't need to gather all those information from different tools and then to put it into your Excel sheet and struggling around it, or use some BI or ask your IT guys to help you to create some statistics or analytics, you will already have it all in one place. So I think that is the things that are differs engagement automation from the marketing automation.
I maybe to add you as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andres. I just wanted to ask you and Roland about how do you guys distinguish between marketing and engagement automation based on your experience, because you're also working with lots of companies in CE.
Yeah, I just was about to say that, and thank you for asking that. From our experience, there are very different understanding of marketing automation among marketeers nowadays, and many still consider like a basic email marketing tools, like, I don't know, sending out the email blast to thousands of your contacts as a marketing automation. And in reality, I think it's just one part of the process. And as Sanjulian just described, the trends on the markets are following that. You cannot just rely on one channel anymore, and you definitely need to have covered like multiple channels to make sure that you basically communicate and continue conversation on channels where customers are. And this is known for years, but still many companies struggle with implementing this strategy. And I'm glad again to see that you guys have it part of your product already natively available, right? Another one is, I think, data. And data not only just about, again, how many people have opened your email and how many people clicked on the link on your email, but actually behavioral data. And even before they become your contacts, your registered contacts. So people who are just visiting your website, and then how do they behave on your website? Then what are they doing on your maybe application, mobile application or web application? All this data can serve you for optimizing opportunities in the end of the day, whether it's a sales opportunity, whether it's retention opportunity, or anything else. I think these two kind of major things are something what I believe makes a huge sense, and still in many cases are missing. But I'm sure that Roland also have something to add here, as he also was involved into many cases.
Yes, I would think that marketing automation and engagement automation is basically not perhaps a discrete or separate steps, but it's yes. Same parts of a journey to automate better, to make more personalized communication, to make it more precise, to use more channels, and so on. And I would say that for companies, of course, if they think about implementing marketing automation or automating their engagement, then I think that process should be gradual. That first they need to get basics right, and then they need to expand to different segments, more complicated scenarios, multiple channels, and so on. So you cannot, as they say, build Rome in one day. But I'm absolutely sure that in general, digital marketing goes into this how to call it, in this
journey.
The journey travels to the automating engagement on multiple channels, having it hyper personalized, hyper relevant, and so on. So that's absolutely the future. But of course, it's companies are traveling at different speed towards it. And what we see is that actually still many companies do not actually have automation, even on very basic level, and that is surprising. That's really, it doesn't stop surprising for like.
But you know what, I just what popped up in my mind, and I just, guys, want to ask you. But do you believe that this automation kind of can be applied to kind of all clients, or there are still like some sectors or some groups of companies where you see this makes more sense, both economically wise, but also like purely process wise, and there are some others where it maybe not so important to have this scalable automation of activities? How do you see? Do you see some specific industries or specific sectors where it's more?
Sure. very interesting question. We are always thinking about it every day, so I can answer it next way. I think that the most suitable industries are all related to e-commerce and all what is around commercial stuff in the online sphere. So, for example, like retail, fintech, I don't know, iGaming, Horeca, because as you saw, COVID helped a lot of companies to go online. So even those who weren't previously doing their business online now is online. So basically any of them can use engagement automation to increase the satisfactions of their users due to, for example, I don't know, e-commerce marketing or something like this. You can create transactional flows, like, for example, user did add some item to the cart and he didn't buy it, so you would like to
return them, and
yes, to send him email or something to convert him to the purchase, or any welcome flow. So user just registered in your system, and you don't need to spend money for the IT guys to code it. You just can make easily this automation via such tools as ours. Another promo, so when, for example, you have some new items or some items that you are interested in became available, or some type of reactivation flows. So users was not active for some period, and you would like to reactivate him or just to say hi, to ask him how is he, and just to build some community around your product or around your business. So I think I even don't know what kind of sphere of business it's not so suitable. So you can
I understand.
When you're developing a tool, it's hard to tell because you think it's applicable for almost all industry, right? I just wanted to add some, sorry that I interrupted you, just also a thing popped out in my mind that the scenario you just described clearly shows again that engagement automation is not possible without marketing automation, because all those different flows that you just described, those are marketing automation going smoothly into engagement. Because for me, it's actually both of them are two sides of one coin, and you cannot have one without another. Because if we speak about the funnel, the sales funnel, I call it old school funnel. Apologies for that if someone thinks other way. But the standard funnel changed into a so-called flying wheel, because in the standard funnel, once the prospect is becoming a paying customer, then businesses just simply forget about them. And the engagement platform concept is like taking care of those who are already engaged and making them coming back for more.
Yeah, I fully agree, and I think I am now also thinking about the question what I asked myself, and you're probably right. So probably almost every business can benefit from marketing or engagement automation, and it very much depends on how do they see themselves, the whole process of customer attraction, then customer retention, and this customer retention becomes even more important because competition is growing, and actually nowadays you need to think more even about how to keep your customers than to attract new customers. And And therefore, all these capabilities, what you just described, or scenarios, are very, very much applicable to nearly every business. Of course, if you have just a couple of customers, you still can do it manually. But if you have tens or even hundreds of customers in your database, it will be much more productive to keep it, through the systems like yours, right?
Yeah, and I would also say that marketing automation and engagement automation as a complex, okay, is useful not only for B2C companies, but for B2B companies as well. There are lots of different scenarios from what San has just described. But however, if, for example, a marketeer from IT asks, if I work with a partner channel, how could I leverage the power of marketing or engagement automation? And we all remember the scenarios of the webinar when you're just not automating the flow, send webinar, send a reminder, like invitation, reminder, second reminder, agenda, etc. But the interesting thing, the engagement part comes after the webinar is already executed and the recording is received. So marketing automation is like before you have the lead, and engagement automation comes straight after that.
Yeah, it's also a very good example. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, absolutely. I think there are probably plenty of different those scenarios what can be automated. Also in the B2B, from our perspective, as we mainly dealing with B2B projects, and we clearly can say that. One thing is really having this transactional part of the marketing automated, right? Somebody signs up with you and then you do a welcome emailing, or you do some maybe reminders, as you, Olga, mentioned about the webinars or something like that. But another one is about nurturing in B2B space, especially. You just got a contact, but it doesn't mean that you will immediately do a business with this contact right away. So therefore, you need to have some well-structured process, and this is typically a very lengthy process, and it typically involves also different channels. It can be an email, it can be also LinkedIn, it can be like maybe WhatsApp even in some countries, what is heavily leveraged or something like that. And you still have to keep this conversation going, right? And then most importantly, you have to have ability to measure how far you are with this prospect in their buyer journey. And that is exactly why this platform can be very handy for marketeers. Roland, anything from your side?
Yes, I have a question, and as we are close to running out of time, I would like to ask. So, guys, we've been talking about your product for quite a while. Is it available? Can some of our listeners, if they are interested, go out, check it, maybe get a demo, maybe get a free trial, just to be able to to see how it works, what you have build up, and then think how to use it, how to start implementing it in their companies?
Sure, you can just visit our website. I think we will share those links here, and just register and try it for free for 1 month. So you now have this opportunity. Create integrated sales and marketing funnels. Try to build those workflows. Try to split it into micro funnels or micro workflows for all those opportunity that we had discussed earlier. And after that, just decide, does Retainly suits you or not? So this, you can make it in few really easy steps.
And I'm sure that you will be happy for any feedback and comments or some innovation requests for the tool, right?
Sure. Now we are on our journey. Our platform has incredible, ambitious roadmap, so we are always welcome to feedback, comments, and we are growing together with businesses. So
We wanted to decide the human side of marketing, right? Rather simple, but very cool tool for the daily tasks and improve engagement of marketeers, especially in the SMB segment. What I also want to highlight as a wrap up, and I'm so sorry that this talk runs out of time because I still have coffee with me. Basically, we launched the product in April in the CE region. However, the initial intention was to launch it in late April in Ukraine, but the war made us change on the go. So now, if you're listening us and you're from Ukraine, you can go and visit our Ukrainian website where you will see that the product retainly is absolutely free for all Ukrainian companies end of this year. We want to empower our fellow marketers with a cool tool if they're new to the marketing automation or if they want to find a cool substitution for some tools of different origin. So you're more than welcome, and our team is here to support with the integration, implementation, everything, and let us rebuild our economies together, and really hope that your comments and reviews will help us improve. We're already available on Capterra or Trust Radius, so you can go there and leave your anonymous feedback, or go directly to us and we will be happy to implement new features based on your feedback. And thanks again for the opportunity to participate in this cool initiative.
Thank you guys
for
coming and sharing this great story. I think we learned some new stuff as well. I hope that listeners or those who were live with us today, they also enjoyed this conversation. I just wanted to invite everyone to really try this tool and use the opportunity to automate your part of the business with very convenient and very affordable platform what guys have developed. Otherwise, I would like to thank you for being with us again, and please just follow us on LinkedIn or YouTube by finding ibd-consulting company page. And you can always use hashtag fri.talks to find all the previous episodes and other content related to sales and marketing Fri Talks, what we share on LinkedIn. And as you remember, all the episodes also available as a podcast. So go to your preferred podcast platform and you can find this episode and all the previous episodes available there. Also, please rate us, provide us feedback, send us ideas for the next topics. I also wanted to say that we as a consulting company, we also will be happy to support Ukrainian companies if anyone needs any advice on how to develop their business further in B2B space, or how to maybe expand to new markets. That is exactly where we feel very strong. So please feel free to reach out me or Roland's, and we will arrange free consultation for you, just to help you guys build a proper strategy on this part. I hope at least that will be somehow helping you rebuild the economy, what you guys now heavily doing. And I wish the peace to all of us, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation.
And
thank you so much for a great offer.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'm personally looking forward to visit Kyiv again. We were with Andres a few years ago. It's a great, yes, very vibrant city. We also have worked with a number of Ukrainian companies, and personally, I since beginning of war, I'm waking up and going to sleep with thoughts about Ukraine, and I wish you first of all peace. And if that happens, I'm sure you and with the support of your partners, you will rebuild country back better, stronger economy, better tech companies, and I'm absolutely sure it will happen.
Let's agree that our next Fri Talks will be done straight after the war.
Agreed.
Yes, agreed.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
And
Thank you, guys.
And I wish it will happen very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.